สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับเรียบร้อยครับ
Hello to everyone. Welcome to another meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, tolerance, and meditation. We have a little disturbance in the background. The dogs are fighting right here. I hope you can all hear me okay. We'll start with Felicia Chan from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. My meditation progress is good. I remain mindful, do not react. I can feel the body loose, very peaceful and happy all day long. Ajaan, why always a lot of air come out from the top of my head when I meditate or no meditate?
There's no reason why. You just take it as it is. There's no need to know why. Just know that it happens and just be aware of it and leave it alone.
Okay,
Don't have
thank
to
you.
do anything. Everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Okay, noted. Thank you very much for your guidance. Your teaching helped me to improve my practice a lot, Ajaan.
Okay, happy to hear that.
Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu.
Hope you reach the final goals in this lifetime.
Okay, sadhu. Thank you. Anumodana.
All right, you're welcome. Nanapat from Thailand, from Ubon Ratchathani.
นมัสการค่ะท่านอาจารย์ I don't have any question ค่ะ
Okay. Kek Yenso from Penang.
Ajaan, good evening. No question tonight.
Okay. Alvin Lee also from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. There's no question tonight. Thanks.
Okay. Kok Seng from Singapore.
Oh, good evening, Ajaan. No questions at the moment. Thank you.
Okay. Willie from Indonesia. Mechi Willie.
Good evening, Panakan. Today I also don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay. Yok Bae from New York.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Yes, can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have one question from my friend too. And she said that when she saw her mother, and after that she feels like an angry action, like a karma coming up. But why is coming like that?
Well, past experiences probably. She probably not happy with him. So when she see him again, then she gets angry. There's no reason to know why, really. There's no what to do with it. And the best thing is just to forget it, let it be. Use metta, use compassion, use loving kindness. When you're angry with someone, just forgive them. Stop hating them.
how come she treat our friends very so good? Why is like that?
Repeat again what you say.
No, I mean she treating with a friend or the other co-worker. Is she feel very happy with helping them to do something?
Well, if you're happy, then there's no problem, right? Just keep doing it. There's no reason to know why. Just do it. You know, if it's good, do it.
Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Okay. Kenneth, Professor, you got a new room. Look different. No bookshelves anymore.
Yeah, I've moved now, Ajaan. I still have to unpack some boxes.
Hmm.
But yeah, I have more space and I managed to finish moving last week, so it's more comfortable now. It's been a bit hectic for a few weeks, but now I have more time and space for the practice. It's very good.
You have anything to say or ask?
I have no questions at the moment, Ajaan. Thank you.
Okay. I'll go to Ka-Fai Lim from Malaysia and Ka-Fai.
Good day to you, Ajaan. Tonight I have no question. Thank
Okay.
you.
Go to Alfredo from Brazil. Ubeka.
Hi, Bante.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, my practice is okay. The meditation is okay.
You mind?
But after meditation, we have one time Ajahn Sumedo give retire to us, and he said that it's important we have tranquility. The tranquility is the same of. It's not a meditation tranquility, né, Bante? Tranquility is you have to is important. You have an object to you analyze, né? The breath, né? And tranquility is analyze the breathing when you not are meditation.
No, it means calm. Continue to stay calm after you come out of meditation.
But you stay with object, né? You have to do with the object to object, né? To breathe with breath.
Well, you have to continue on with mindfulness. When you come out, if you want to keep your mind calm, you have to try to stop your mind from thinking, just to be merely knowing.
Mindfulness is necessary, the breath, né, Bante? Or not?
When you meditate, you need to be mindful of something, either your breathing or your mantra, bhutto, bhutto, to concentrate the mind, to make the mind becomes calm. And when you come out of meditation, you continue on focusing on something to stop the mind from thinking, to continue to maintain calm after you come out of meditation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If you don't control your mind, then your mind start thinking, and then your defilement will start to come up with your thinking, and then your mind will lose your cool, becomes hot, becomes heated, becomes angry, becomes so forth.
Yes.
But if you keep controlling the mind with mindfulness, either by using a mantra or by keep focusing on what you do, then the mind cannot become hot. The mind will become cool and peaceful, even not in samadhi.
Yes.
Or better, if you can use wisdom. If you see anything, just tell yourself it's anicca dukkha anatta. If you see or hear anything, just leave everything alone, because if you go deal with them, you'll get dukkha.
And Four Noble Truth and hindrance, five hindrance to Nebant.
Yeah, Four Noble Truth is the dukkha. The dukkha arises from your desire, your craving to deal with things, to manage things. But you cannot. Everything, sooner or later, they will be beyond your control, beyond your ability to do something about.
Yes. 5 hindrance to Bhante.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
Yes.
Okay, understand?
Yes, it's my training, Bhante.
That's right. That's good. Keep calm all day long. When you're not calm, then you go meditate to make it calm. When you come out, you try to protect or save the calm you get from meditation for as long as possible, until you cannot have any more calm. And you go back and meditate some.
Yes.
Okay.
Good, Bhante.
All right. Then we go to Mechi Mamiao from Thailand, from near Pattaya.
Good evening,ท่านอาจารย์ I don't have question today.
Okay. We'll go to Singapore, to Belinda.
Hello, Ajaan. I have no questions. I'm happy to see you today.
I hope so. I hope you're not mad at me when you see me.
Not at all, Ajaan. Not at all.
Okay.
I want to share that there's maybe some of us in this Zoom session knows the great Mahayana teacher, Venerable Jin Kong, has passed on today at 2 a.m. this morning. He's my father's favorite Mahayana Sangha, only Sangha that he has faith on. Yeah. So
You should use his passing away as wisdom, teach you the lesson on wisdom of anicca.
He passed on at 96, and he extended his life after the passing of my father, and then he was very sick. Venerable was very sick, and then
you should use it to reflect on your own life, not his life, but your own.
Yes.
Your life will also be like this one day.
So
better hurry up, do more practice, because you have less time now.
I also treasure the time with Ajaan Suchart for taking time out Zoom with us. It's a treasure for us, and the treasure is to practice. You see.
Yeah.
So Ajaan, thank you for reminder.
Okay. You're welcome.
Ajaan, yeah. I also want to appreciate myself for taking time to overcome obstacles and logging on to the best I can every day. Every Tuesday, I can have time with Ajaan. So having appreciation to the self is also part of metta, right, Ajaan?
Yes, you have to be kind to yourself. Shouldn't hurt yourself. By practicing, the more you practice, the more kind you are towards yourself. Okay.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. Anam Kalika Michelle Adelaide, where are you now? In Udon?
Yeah, I had to go back to Udon City because I had a problem with the hip, which has been operated, and I need to see the surgeon. So I am waiting to go to see him and see what happened. And then I had opportunity yesterday to visit Lompo Sri Sirikaro in Wat Pa Hong Tong Ni Inn in Nong Han.
Yes.
Do you know him?
I'm not sure. I know very few monks. If they live in Wat Pa Banta before, I would know them. But otherwise, I wouldn't know.
He has been in Wat Pa Banta, I think, when his teacher died, and he was very close to Lompo Dam. And well, it's a long time ago because he's old and he's in a very bad shape, actually.
Okay. You have anything to
I don't
ask?
have any question.
How's your practice? Okay.
But I'm always fighting with the lack of energy.
You have to accept your body for what it is. Sometimes you just cannot fight the reality. If the body is weak, it's not your fault, you know.
I try to do my best with what I have.
Yes. But you have to know the limit of your body, or else you can get frustrated, you can get dukkha unnecessarily. Okay. Hope you get well. If
I can really make that constatation that we need to have some physical strength for concentration and for meditation, because it's except if you are already very advanced, because it's ask energy.
Well, you have to look at your body as a natural phenomena. You know, something work of nature, and sometimes you cannot interfere with the work of nature. You have to accept the work of nature. If you don't want to get a dukkha, if you want to interfere and you cannot get what you want, then you can have dukkha. You will have dukkha. So flow along with it, live with it. You know, no energy, then rest, sleep, whatever.
Sometimes when I just cannot concentrate or cannot and feel weak, I just chant Itipiso.
Yes, chanting or Buddha, or just watch your breath. Keep watching your breath.
Itipiso, chanting, energize a little bit.
Good. Okay. Hope you get better with your body, if it's possible. if not, then you just have to take it for what it is.
What I say to myself is, okay, whatever is your body, just build the right condition for next life, being the best you can, you know, and trying to just do the best with what you have, you know. And I know for myself, because I have seen it, that effort have their own reward.
Yes, good. Just stay cheerful regardless of what happens, okay? All right, I'll go to Rusli now. Rusli from Malaysia or Indonesia, I'm sorry.
Evening, Ajaan. I have no
Yes.
question tonight. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajaan. I also have no questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, Emily and Matt from DC.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Greetings, good morning to you.
Okay, good morning. I have no questions. Do you?
No questions today.
Okay, just join the conversation, just listening, okay? Okay, then we go to Ricardo from Uruguay, way down south.
Good morning for me. I'm very happy to be here, and I was on a retreat with Bhikkhu Analayo, that's a German monk living in the US, via Zoom by online, a 10 days retreat about the Satipatthana Sutta, and it was very good. And I don't know if you'd like to say something about the Satipatthana Sutta, that I think is one of the most important teachings of the Buddha.
It is very important, but to really practice it, it takes a long time, not just 10 days, you know. For each step, it takes a while to master each step. See? The first step is mindfulness. The second step is samadhi or jhana. Then the third step is the wisdom to let go of the 10 fetters. That's what the Satipatthana is all about. It's about developing the Dhamma tools to eradicate, to sever, to cut off your fetters, the 10 fetters. If you don't have mindfulness, you will not have samadhi. If you don't have samadhi, you won't have jhana or equanimity. If you don't have equanimity, you cannot cut off the fetters with just wisdom alone. Wisdom just tell you what is bad, what is right, or what is wrong. But the one who's to stop the fetters are you, the equanimity. So this is basically what the core foundation mindfulness is about. But it's not something you can just sit and discuss and then, get rid of your fetters. If you can do that, then okay, maybe you're supernatural. You're like the people that the Buddha gave Dhamma talks in the early days. When he gave Dhamma talks to the 5 ascetics, they all became Arahant. That's because they already have mindfulness, they already have ubekkha, they already have equanimity. So all they need is to tell them what is the one that they have to stop. And the Buddha said they are the fetters. So stop the fetters with wisdom. See everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta. When you see them as anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you can stop them. This is my take on the 4th Satipatthana Sutta. It's brief, but it takes time to develop each step. See, that's the problem. Yeah. Some people don't know this. They think if you study and understand the sutta, then you can become enlightened. That's not the case. Just understand how to do it. That's all. Then you have to do it.
Yeah.
So some people, when they practice all 4. They do body contemplation, they do feeling contemplation, they do mind contemplation without having any mindfulness. They can contemplate maybe for 5 minutes and then they forgot.
Yes.
And they go contemplate about their money, their relatives, their husbands, their families. This is something you want to contemplate all the time if you want to overcome your fetters, because your fetter is working 24 hours a day.
Yes.
And you're only cutting it off once every 5 minutes.
Well, fake.
Yes. So the practice is different from the study entirely. So this I want to point out to people. That they have to be patient, they have to go step by step. First step is mindfulness. Stay mindful all day long, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. And find as much time as possible to meditate. Live alone in seclusion. Get rid of your hindrances, your sensual desire, sensual pleasure desire. You have to keep the 8 precepts at least. Stop watching YouTube. Stop, listening to music. Stop eating when you're not supposed to be eating. Or drinking when you're not supposed to be drinking. This is something that people find difficult to do. It's easy just to study, right? You read the book, read the scriptures, and then you imagine, yes, I understand all of these things. I think I can do it. But you haven't even started.
True. That's true.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
Yes. Maybe you remember about the bridge that is a circle.
Yes, circular bridge in Uruguay.
I tried to find. You asked me why is that shape, and
Yes.
it's the shape of an eye.
Oh, an eye.
Yes,
I
the
see.
eyes. And it's maybe the only bridge that you can turn around in the water. Because you can go, turn around, and go the other way.
You can go circular like you go in a roundabout.
You can go, yeah, you can go around. Yeah.
I see. Good. So you can make a U-turn there then. If you went the wrong direction, then you can make a U-turn at the circular bridge.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Claudia from Germany, Berlin. No, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Good afternoon from Germany, Tana-chan.
From
I'm glad
Dresden. No, not Dresden either. Go ahead, where you from? I forgot.
I'm glad to be here today, and for the next weeks I will be here because we have school vacation in August. And I live in Fürth near Nuremberg.
Nuremberg,
Yeah, it's in the northern part of Bavaria. Yeah, so I have no questions at the moment. I'm already finished with the precision work of the translation of your book.
Yes, and what do you plan to do with it?
Send it to Kenneth.
I see.
To help me correcting it. Yeah, and during my maybe 5 weeks holidays, I will read as many Dhamma books as possible. So currently I read the book about the life of Meiji Kev. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, it's a very inspiring book and I love it.
Yes.
It's very good, yeah.
I'm putting it on the audio on YouTube next month, beginning next month. So
wonderful.
People can listen to the reading.
Yeah, it's a very inspiring story. So I started to read the book and I got goosebumps from page 1 to page, maybe I'm at, I think, page 45 or 50. It's so, I can't describe it.
Inspiring.
Yeah,
inspiring.
absolutely. Yeah.
Good. It gives you people of your gender can do it also, not just the men, right?
Yes. And so currently the situation in Germany is not very good because we have this energy problem. I don't know if it's already international in the news, but I try to focus on the positive moments. Today I had one of the most wonderful moments because today we went with our school class. So I'm working at a 3rd grade. Children are between 9 and 10 years. And I showed them the Buddhist center. I have a key to a small Buddhist center. And I was telling them about why we in Buddhism give so much respect to the teachers. And the class was listening, and it was wonderful to tell them a little about my religion. And after we left our small Buddhist center, it was so heart touching because we have really poor students in our class. And when they saw a beggar in the pedestrian zone, they gave them their exchange. And it was wonderful. So obviously the Buddhist center inspired them to give some money to beggars, and it was a good moment.
Yes, to be charitable.
Yeah.
To lessen your ego, your self-interest, and pay more interest to the need of other people also, not just your own only.
And they did it with a pure heart, and it was already giving me goosebumps too, because it was a precious moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you give it compassion, you will feel very happy.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Any question? Nothing. No question from you tonight.
Not at the moment, but maybe later.
Okay. Then let me go to Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. I guess I have 2 questions tonight. One of it, I think, has already been answered in your Facebook. I mean, it's quite often that when I have a few of these questions, right, you'll just pop up in your Facebook or someone who would have asked it. This is regards to the the Brahma world, the Deva world, and things like that, right? It seems that being born into this world is akin to be like when you're in meditation. Is that true? And when you are dying from this world, it's like you're losing your mindfulness from this existence. Is that what it is?
Well, there are two opposing forces that will determine where you will be, what form of existence you will be. The stronger your mindfulness, then the higher will be your form of existence. But if the other opposing force is stronger, then you'll come lower. The opposing force are the defilements. The defilements will keep pushing the mind toward the karma, the essential realm of existence, because the defilement wants to see, hear, taste, feel, and touch things. But mindfulness will push the mind inside to calm it down and stop the defilements. So then the mind will be in a calmer state. And this calmer state is considered to be the rupa and the arupa world.
So Tanajan, is it then to say that in this lifetime, depending on how deep your meditation practice is or how well your mindfulness is, right, all these planes of existence or higher planes of existence can be experienced right now at this moment?
That's right. Once you enter jhana, you're in the rupa world temporarily during your meditation period. So when you come out, when you come out meditation, you're back into the central plane of existence. When you meditate, you go into the rupa or arupa, depending on the strength of your mindfulness, how deep you can go inside your mind.
So when meditators, when there are instances where they say, "I've experienced nibbana temporarily," is it where the stage where all grasping has stopped?
Yes, all defilement stop working due to the strength of mindfulness. When the mind becomes still, then the defilement cannot do anything. The defilement has to wait for the mind to think and then direct the thinking toward the goal of the defilement, sensual objects, all the sensual objects. But when you don't think, then where do you go? You cannot go to McDonald's, you cannot go to a bar because you don't think, right?
Yes.
But only when you start thinking, you say, where should I go? Maybe I should go to McDonald's, maybe I should go to a bar. But if you're keen on meditation, maybe I should go back and meditate. See? So it depends on what kind of preference you have built up in your mind. If you have built up more inclination toward meditation, then you will direct your mind to think toward meditation more than to any other things. That's why people become monks, become meditators, because they are more inclined to meditate than to go to McDonald's or go to a movie. Because they find the pleasure is different. The pleasure from meditation is far greater than the pleasure from eating and drinking. So once you have experienced the peace, happiness of jhana, you want to go there more than going to bars or restaurants or movie houses. So you spend more time meditating. And the more you spend the time on meditation, the mind will then can remain in the higher plane of existence longer. So when you die, you can remain in the plane of existence longer. And when then someone who meditates less enter into jhana, the more you enter into jhana, then the longer you will remain in the rupa and or rupa world. But most jhana has not the ability to get rid of the 10 fetters. That's the problem. They can stop them temporarily when they're in jhana. All the 10 fetters stop working. But when they come out jhana, then the 10 fetters start working automatically, seeing the 5 khandha as self, as myself, as me, mine, myself. This is where, if you want to get rid of your fetters permanently, you have to use wisdom to teach the mind. Now, the 5 khandhas, your body and your feelings and thoughts are not you. It's just a natural phenomenon. They are all anatta. So that you then stop clinging to them, having a desire for them. Then you will eventually be able to let go of the attachment to the 5 khandhas. And you'll reach the first level of enlightenment. But you still, when you die, you still have to be either reborn in the rupa world and then come back, and when your mindfulness becomes weakened, then you have to return to the sensual plane of existence, because you haven't yet got rid of your sexual desire, sensual desire, which you have to develop more wisdom for the next 2 levels to reach that point, where you will not return in the sensual plane of existence anymore once you have reached the anagami level. That's when, because you have seen that all sensual objects are dukkha, so you don't want to have anything to do with them anymore. You don't want to see, you don't want to hear, you don't want to feel or touch anything to make you happy, because you see that they are all anicca, temporarily, and they can turn into dukkha when they disappear. So once you have got rid of all your sexual or sensual desire, cravings, then you will not return when you die. If you haven't reached the highest level yet, then you will not return to the lower plane of the sensual plane of existence. You will be reborn in the rupa or arupa world. I'm not sure which one. There's a five level of this world, in which you can continue on practicing and get rid of all your 5 fetters, the 5 remaining fetters. Once you have got rid of the 5 remaining fetters, then you will be in Nibbana. You'll be completely out of the 3 planes of existence. So you no longer return. This depends on your mindfulness and wisdom.
Yes. Ajaan, I have also, I think, previously asked you this question many years ago when I visited you in Thailand. The practice of wisdom or vipassana, which requires to reduce the 10 factors. The minor, I won't say minor, the subtle defilements that come up requires a lot of mindfulness in order to identify it, which is actually sometimes can be a struggle for this practice as a layperson. Yeah, I mean the big defilements. I mean you can see it, but sometimes it's very subtle, and it, as I said, the mind plays tricks on you. So I guess you have to have more mindfulness in terms of that practice, right?
You have to have more wisdom, really, but you need mindfulness to be able to apply your wisdom, your ability to see the three characteristics of existence with everything that your mind become attached to get rid of them. And some of these objects can be very subtle. So you go by step, you don't go to the most subtle first, you go to the most obvious first, which are the external things, like your wealth, your, the four state of the four objects that people go after: wealth, fame, status, and rewards, praises, and happiness from sensual objects. You want to let go of your attachment to these things first, relinquish them. Don't go after them. Don't go after money. Don't go after position. Don't go after fame. Don't go after sensual objects. And then you will then come, and then the next level, then you'll come to your body, the five khandhas. You have to let go of your attachment to your body. And you have to let go of your attachment to your feelings. Right now you are attached to good feeling, and you don't want bad feelings. So you have to treat both feelings equal, the same. If you like good feeling, you have to like bad feelings also. If you don't like bad feeling, then you must not like good feeling either. Because they come together, these feelings. There are three types of feeling that constantly changing. From good feeling to bad feeling, to neutral feeling. You have to treat them like the weather, the season. You have winter, summer, fall, and spring. You cannot choose. I only like summer. I don't like fall or winter. So you have to. This is what you have to train your mind to accept all types of feeling. Accept the dissolution of the body. If you can accept this, then you have let go of your attachment to the five khandhas. Then you have to go and let go of the mental states, which is the most subtle of all the attachment, the defilement, your attachment to all the mental states. They are much more subtle than your attachment to feeling of body. So it's like peeling corn, oranges. You first get the peel out, then you get the meat out, then you finally get to the seed. You don't go directly to the seed. You have to go step by step. Peel the oranges first. When you get to the meat, then you get the meat out, and then you get the seed eventually. So the fetters are going from rough or from coarse to subtle. That's why they divided into two levels: the lower fetters and the higher fetter. The lower fetter has to do with the body, and the higher fetter has to do with the mind. Okay.
Okay, Ajaan, understand. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it might be a little bit difficult to understand now, but no way, it's still too far ahead. Right now, try to get to mindfulness. Be mindful all day first, and and keep the precept, keep the 8th precept, something tangible that you can do before you go into something much more subtle and much more difficult. Without the tools, you cannot get there. Without the 8th precept or the 227 precept, you won't have enough time to meditate to get into jhana. So this is something you have to do step by step. right now, lay people are considered to be on the kindergarten level. You cannot enter the university when you start practicing. You have to go to the kindergarten level. You must let go of your attachment to your money first. Give away your money. Keep only what you need. And then keep the 5-8 precepts. Or if you become ordained, you can keep the 228 precepts. Then you will have more time to do the practice of mindfulness. And have samadhi and jhana. And have the time to contemplate all the time on the 3 characteristics of existence. Right? Okay. Next, Christine Koye from Malaysia.
Ajaan, good evening. I have no question, but I gain lots of benefit from your teaching and sharing here. Thank you so much.
Okay, happy to hear that. Next, Diana from Wales, UK, United Kingdom, or divided kingdom eventually.
We've all got COVID. So we're all ill with COVID, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
I'm just chilling out listening to you.
Okay, good. No
And
question.
no, just an observation that it's quite helpful observing the body rather than feeling part of the body's suffering. Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
Just really know it. Don't try to do anything to the body when you cannot do anything about it. Just let it be. If you can do something about it, then do it. If you can get medicine, if you can do some therapy or something, do it for your body. But if you cannot, then you just have to learn to live with it. Then you will have no dukkha. Then you will have no stress.
Yeah, we're very lucky because everybody's had vaccinations, so we're counting our blessings.
Yes, okay. All right. Now then I'll go to the next person, which should be B. Ravin. Okay, B. From Bangkok, by the way.
Hi, good evening, Ajaan. So I was just listening to the conversations you were having earlier. You were talking about the 10 fetters and how we need to develop mindfulness and equanimity and wisdom to eradicate them. So my question is like the first step to get rid of the attachment to the body, is it merely enough if we maybe if I take a step back after meditation and just observe the body as being something that the mind is attached to, but something that the mind cannot control? Is this the first step towards starting to see that the body doesn't belong to the mind? Would this be a way?
Well, you can remind yourself that you are the observer and the body is just an object that you're observing. You're two separate objects. An observer and an object being observed. Your body is just an object that the mind is observing. So the mind should have a detached way of observing, not a touch way of observing. So if you feel scratchy somewhere, just leave the scratch alone. Don't scratch the body. If you are observing, the goal is to leave the body alone. To don't do anything with the body. If the body gets sick, just observe it. But of course, you can take medicine or whatever you want to do. But eventually, even medicine will not be able to help the body. When you get to that point, then you just have to let it be. So when you're observing the body, when there's nothing wrong with the body, then you don't see much. There's nothing to force you to separate the observer from the observed. It's only when the body get to the point where there's nothing the observer can do anything about, then that's when you have to, then the observer will have to be just merely observing instead of controlling the body. Like you go to the doctor and the doctor say, well, you got cancer. So now what can you do? You cannot do anything with the cancer. Your mind cannot fix the cancer, right? But the mind is not the body. So the mind should not get upset or stressful from the cancer of the body. They say, yes, this is the way it is. This is how the body will become one day. It's going to get sick, and eventually, even all the medicine in the world will not be able to heal it. Then it will die. This is how you should observe the body. Get it?
Yes. So we should see the body as just an object that doesn't belong to us.
Just like an automobile. Whatever happens to the automobile doesn't happen to the owner of the automobile, right?
No.
If someone scratched your car, what happened? If you own the car, you get angry, then it means you are attached to your car, right? But if somebody else's car and somebody scratched them, you don't feel anything, right?
No.
Okay. Then if you treat the car as not being yours, then whatever happens to your car, you don't get upset, right? But you get upset because you still consider it to be your car. Same way with your body. You must not get upset with whatever happens to your body. That's the point. Can you do that to your body? That's because you still think that you are the body. When you actually you are just the observer or the user of the body, like the user of the automobile.
Yes, it's very difficult. I can only get glimpses when I come out of meditation. I will have a lot of pain in my legs. And what I will do is I will just observe it and just accept it for what it is.
If you accept it for what it is, you shouldn't come out of meditation. You should continue meditating and leave the body alone. The fact that you start meditating so that you can move your body already means that you already wants to do something to your body. If you could observe when the pain comes up during meditation, you say, okay, it's the body, it's not me. I'm doing my work, I'm meditating. And the pain is the body's business, not mine. So don't pay attention to it, just leave it alone. That's the practice of letting go of your body and the feeling also. Understand?
Yes. So it's not just the body, but it's also the 5 khandhas as well, right?
Well, they're more or less together, really. They go in a team, the 5 khandhas, the body and feelings.
Because I think Ajaan mentioned about neutral feeling, pleasant feeling, and unpleasant feeling. We should see them all as the same, right? We shouldn't have a desire of not wanting one or wanting one.
Yes, that's basically to treat them equally like you treat the weather. Hot weather, cold weather, rainy weather. You just accept them.
Yes, I tried out your advice where you mentioned that treat other people like the weather. It actually works, when someone starts to do something that's annoying. I'm like, oh, it's thunder. It's raining.
Yes.
I can't do anything about it.
That's
and then
right.
my mind just goes at ease. It actually really helped I use the weather analogy, because I cannot
Yes.
control the weather.
You should look at everything as natural phenomenon, really.
Actually, it goes back to I think it was one of our earlier sessions last month. You mentioned that be Siri, act like your smartphone Siri, no emotion, no nothing.
Yeah, just merely
Yeah.
knowing, no reacting to whatever you know.
So whoever says anything, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant, we should try to be neutral in our response. Is that right?
Just if you don't need to respond, then don't respond. If you have to respond, then respond rationally. That's all. If there's no need to respond, then just no need to just let it go, let it be. Do you respond to the thunder? Say, hey, how are you? Nice to see you.
No. No.
You don't, right? Okay, so
No.
you don't respond.
Don't respond.
Unless out of good manner, then you might have to respond. Somebody say hello to you, say hi, okay. If somebody says a bad thing to you and there's no need to respond, then don't respond. Just let them say whatever they want to say.
Yeah, because we cannot control them, but we can
Right.
control ourselves.
That's right. And if you want to respond, you have to respond with good manner, good etiquette.
Yes. That's a good advice,
You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose your cool. Maintain cool all the time.
Yes, it's good. It's good for the mind.
It's easy to say, but it's not so easy to do.
Yeah, it depends on my level of mindfulness. If I have mindfulness, then I think it's easier. If I don't have mindfulness, then obviously it's almost impossible. So I
Yes,
have to
because
develop more
your
mindfulness.
defilement will take over the mind and start to demand, I want this, I want this, I want that. And when I cannot get this or that, I get angry.
It's good to have less. Less is more.
Good to have nothing, if it's possible. Only the basic necessity of life. That's all you need to have. The rest, they are more stressful than peaceful to your mind. So you want a peaceful mind, then you want to have the minimum of things. The Buddha allowed the monks to have only 8 pieces of possession. A bowl, 3 pieces of rope, a bell, razor to shave, a needle and thread to fix the rope when it's torn, and a water strainer. That's all that a monk need to have for survival. With these 8 pieces of requisite, the monk can go anywhere and exist. With the bowl, you can beg anywhere you go. You will have food wherever you go with the bowl. And you can sleep anywhere. Sleep under the bridge, sleep under the tree. The Buddha didn't have any houses. When he became enlightened, he became enlightened under the tree. Right?
Yes, the Bodhi tree.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you're Buddhist, you should follow the example of the Buddha. Get rid of all your unnecessary and unessential things in your house, like all the paintings on the wall. What do you want to have painting on the wall for? What does it do for you? It can become a burden or stressful. You have to worry what's going to happen. Someone might come and steal your painting.
Yes.
When you have nothing, then there's nothing to steal, right?
Yeah.
Do you see any thief going after an empty house?
No.
So you don't need to install all these closed circuit TV and alarm systems, to protect your property. So you're creating a lot of stress for yourself without knowing it.
Yeah. It's the danger of our defilements. We think we're doing the right thing, but actually we're just compounding it further.
That's why it's nice to see an example of a different type of existence, like the Buddhas.
So we should be attached to the triple gem. We should be attached to jhana. Much, much better things to be attached to rather than
Yes.
earthly things.
And this is something no one can take away from you either. Once you have jhana, no one can take away from you. You always have jhana wherever you go. But when you go, you cannot take your house with you. You cannot take your things with you. You can just put a thing in your bag when you travel.
Yes. That's true.
You see the wandering monks, the forest monks, when they wander, they have these 8 pieces of requisite. That's all they have with them. Plus an umbrella and a mosquito net to serve as their house, where they can sleep and meditate. Because in Thailand, we have lots of mosquitoes. So we need mosquito nets. And we use the umbrella as the roof. And having the mosquito hang down from the umbrella. And the monk will sit and sleep inside this mosquito net. It's like a small tent.
It's
and
convenient.
It's really light. You can carry it with you, umbrella and mosquito net. The Ajaan man lives in the forest of northern Thailand for 10 years. He didn't live in a temple. He just kept wandering in the forest. That's how he became enlightened also.
Wow.
Because he had nothing to worry about except his own fetters. That's all that he has to go after. The other thing, there's nothing to worry or to look after.
So that's why some monks do Tanga to let go of.
Yes, the Tanga means austere practices. To live simple. Okay.
Yes,
I'll go to somebody else.
Thank you.
Who is next? Sri and Checks from Vancouver.
Hello, Ajaan.
Okay.
Okay.
Ajaan, I got a question. When you say jhana is impermanent, it's because of our mindfulness has limitation, right?
That's right. You cannot, and your body also have limitation. You cannot enter into jhana for a long time because your body needs to relieve itself. It needs to eat, so you have to come out. The maximum you might be able to do is 7 days or 15 days at a time. For those who have strong mindfulness, they can enter into the highest level of jhana, nirodha. It's like going into hibernation.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And Ajaan, for the people who has like experienced jhana, when he gets older or when his body is sick, will he still
Doesn't
be
matter. Doesn't matter. The jhana has nothing to do with the body. It's only mindfulness alone.
Oh, okay.
And your mindfulness doesn't get sick.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter for those, or even like for the people like who is dying, if like he has achieved jhana, so it doesn't matter to him because his mind.
They usually go into jhana when they're about to die. There was a picture today in Facebook, picture of a monk sitting in meditation and die in the sitting position.
Mm. Okay.
Meditator, expert meditator, when they die, they can die in any posture, standing, sitting, or lying down. Not walking though, because if they can still walk, they're not dead yet.
They can die standing, either. You can die standing.
Yeah, like the story of Ajaan Chop. He likes walking at night. And then he came suddenly come face to face with a tiger. And his mindfulness, when the mind see the tiger, he have strong mindfulness. This then forced the mind to stop reacting and go inside into jhana with the body still standing there. And after he came out of jhana, he realized that the lantern that he used has the candle in the lantern has all been burned out. So he must have stood there for quite a while in jhana. He can enter into jhana standing up, but he needs something to force the mind to enter jhana, like come face to face with a tiger. So I presume that if he wants to die standing, he can do that also. But whether the body will remain standing or not after the body dies, that's another question. I don't know.
That in Nirodha.
Yeah, whichever level of jhana you can enter into. Nirodha is the highest one, the deepest one. That's when all the five khandhas stop functioning temporarily, I think. All right, anything else?
Sorry, Ajahn meditated in Nirodha, even with fire or like.
I cannot hear you. What happened?
With fire.
Your sound not coming through. Something wrong with the connection, I think.
They are now.
Gone from the room.
Yeah.
You're still up there.
Can you hear?
Very, very difficult. One or two words, and then you disappear, then you freeze, and you come back again.
Yes.
Maybe your connection is slow. I'm not sure. You're using Wi-Fi or using the phone signal?
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
What? Is it? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Ajahn, I'm not sure if it's true, but I heard that some meditator in Nirodha, even with fire, it wouldn't burn their body.
I don't know. That's impossible. I don't know, but maybe it's possible. Because the body and the mind are two separate objects. It might not burn the mind, that's definitely so, but the body is flammable, you know.
I think you're more rational. Your answer is more rational.
Yeah. There's a lot of belief that sometimes, sound crazy.
Yeah.
So the Buddha used the Kalama Sutta. Don't believe what you hear until you can prove it.
Yeah,
Either way.
that's true. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Ajaan, can I ask a question? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Ajaan, last week I was asking you about like the monks practicing asubha, and it's when they practice over too much and they hate their body and they want to kill themselves. And you said the Buddha give the antidote of giving loving kindness to like yourself. How do they practice like loving kindness to own self?
Like you practice to other people. Love other people. Love yourself also. Don't hate yourself. Love yourself because your body is precious. Your body can do a lot of things for you.
Oh.
Like you love your husband, right? You also love yourself, right?
Mm.
Okay. That's how you love yourself. Do you love yourself or not? You love yourself because you see yourself. You don't see the super. Right?
Oh.
But I think it's not the super that's caused for the monk to kill themselves. I think the contemplation on death more. I think that's the problem.
Oh.
When they think I'm gonna die. So why should I live? Might as well kill myself now.
Oh.
Then maybe you should start contemplating on death and change your subject of contemplation. Like maybe having loving kindness for your body.
I think I heard one of your talk. I heard something very powerful from one of your talk, and you say the way to love yourself is to stop thinking. When you practice stop thinking, practice mindfulness. That's a way that you love yourself.
Yes, because then you make yourself happy.
Mm.
When you stop thinking, your mind becomes calm, peaceful, and happy.
Mm.
To love yourself is to practice the teaching of the Buddha. Really, that's what it's all about. It's about loving yourself and loving everybody else too. Eventually, once you're happy, then you can share the happiness with other people.
Mm.
If you're not happy, then you share unhappiness toward other people, right?
Mm.
When people see you, you give them frown because you're not happy. But when you're happy, you smile at them, right?
Mm.
And people smile back at you. But people don't know how to make themselves happy. They know better how to make themselves unhappy because of their delusion. Thinking the way to make themselves happy actually turned out to be making themselves unhappy.
Oh.
By consuming the 5 sensual objects, by going after the 5 sensual objects.
Mm.
Because then they forget that the sensual objects are impermanent, uncontrollable. Sometimes they can give you pleasure, but sometimes they can give you pain also, right? That's why you call some people pain in the ass, right? You're just a pain. You used to give me pleasure, but today you give me pain in the ass. Because they change, they are anicca, they are uncontrollable. You don't see that. See, people don't contemplate on anicca. If you contemplate on anicca, you see everything will change. Instead of give you pleasure or give you pain instead.
Mm.
So that's why people cannot give other people happiness because they don't have happiness in themselves. Only during Christmas, maybe. and they can give happiness once a year. But the rest, they don't really give happiness. They give pain to each other. That's why the world is over. That's why the world is in trouble everywhere, because we give pain. We don't give happiness. We share pain with each other. Since I'm painful, you also have to be painful with me. Because I have nothing else to give you. I don't have happiness. Because they don't know the right way of finding happiness. The right way of finding happiness is to meditate, practice charity, morality, and meditation.
Oh.
Instead, they go after money, they go after ranks, status, they go after fame, they're going after all the sensual object possessions, material possessions. Expensive cars, expensive condos, expensive clothing. You know. These are all not the way to make themselves happy. They can have millions of dollars and they're still not happy, right?
Yeah.
But when you go after the practice of charity, morality, and meditation, you can be happy while you are poor. Look at all the noble disciples, they're all poor, right? They don't have possessions, they're not rich. But they can give you happiness. Every time you see them, they make you feel happy.
Yeah.
Because they don't say or do things to hurt you. They usually say things or do things to make you feel good, to make you feel happy.
Yeah.
Because that's because they have happiness inside themselves. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, this Zoom meeting is a lot better than Christmas, Ajahn. Because Ajahn give a lot of happiness to us.
It depends. Some people might think it's a pain in the ass. It depends whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, then you don't bother us.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Lillian from Bangkok. Have you come back to Malaysia yet since the COVID? Have you visited Malaysia yet?
Yes, I did a month ago, and we all had COVID in Malaysia. Unfortunate that way. So it was a very long trip. Yep.
But everybody's okay, right?
Yes, but it was a good point of practice because I was very stressed out because my parents were in the same house. So I was really worried that they might get it because of us. So I was at a very stressful state, trying to keep calm as well at that time. So
it's a good way of measuring your progress on your practice.
Yeah, it's not good at time. But it did motivate me to come back and practice more because
do you know how important it is to do?
Yeah, I guess if my parents' factor weren't there, it would have been very, very different. But it did teach me a lot of things when I went back. Yep.
It's also show you the amount of attachment you still have toward people.
Yes, definitely a lot. When I was practicing this last week, I actually get a lot of pain on my legs, like what B. Ravin was saying. I find that it's quite challenging to get the pain because it motivates you to go further. Is that the correct way to practice as well?
Yes, to go further, you have to be detached from the pain. See? You are being held back by your pain, your body pain. So you could not go deeper into your meditation and longer. But
Okay.
if you can ignore the pain, then you can continue on meditating and go deeper and longer in your meditation. Or else you get stuck here. Every time you get to the painful part, you stop meditating.
Yeah,
It's like coming to a bridge, and then you cannot push your car above the bridge or across the bridge. Every time you get to the bridge, you have to take a U-turn back.
Yeah. I find that I can hold longer the longer I practice. So I think maybe I'm having the right way as well.
I think that the key to this is to concentrate on your mantra. Or if you can concentrate on if you use your breath, if you can concentrate on your breath and forget about the pain. But if you cannot, then maybe you can switch to mantra. Maybe mantra can be more useful under the circumstance.
Okay. Okay. But
or chanting even. Chanting EPP or something to keep your mind busy so you forget about the pain.
Okay.
Then when you forget, then you don't react to the pain. When you don't react to the pain, then there will be no stress in the mind. And the mind feel comfortable with and can live with the pains.
Okay. But I do realize that I'm definitely more mindful during my daily life, because sometimes I hear someone talk something that I don't like, and the anger wants to come up, but it gets dissolved very easily.
With your mindfulness.
Yep.
Because you're watching your mind, and something comes up, and it's not good.
Yes. So it's a bit better now, and I will hope that I'll continue to practice.
You start to see your defilement. Next time, I hope you see your greed or your cravings.
Yes, definitely will.
Maybe you want to buy a new bag when you go shopping, and you see a beautiful bag.
Yes.
And then you can see the craving come up. Oh, I would like to get that bag.
Yes.
And you can see it as greed or not.
Yep.
Then you just say, well, the old bag is still working. It's still working okay. Why do I need a new bag for? I can save money for some other purpose, right?
Yep, that's true.
I'll give it to charity. It might make you feel good.
Yes, that's true. I think we're lucky in Thailand that we get to do dana a lot, so that's a blessing in a way. Yep.
Yes, it's a custom in Thailand.
Yes.
Giving dana is a custom.
Yes. So at least we managed to do it every day at the market.
Okay. Anything else?
No, at the moment. Thank you, Thanachan.
Okay. Evie from Indonesia. Evie or Evo. I think you missed the L in your name. Did you erase the L in your name?
My name is just Evie lah.
Without the L, not.
Actually is Eviani.
I see. Not evil. EVIL. Evil.
Evil. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody has the evil inside.
But the name doesn't make yourself evil. Even if your name is evil, doesn't mean you're evil.
Yeah, but I still have evil
you're only
inside.
evil in your action. If you do evil things, then even if your name is angel, you won't be angel.
Yeah, that is true. But I know inside me that is still have evil. Definitely, Ajahn.
Not angel yet. Not angel yet.
Not angel yet.
You still wish people harm, right? You still wish people go to hell sometime, right?
No, I just know I still have the anger inside if I see the
injustices.
Yeah. I don't like these people, or I don't like this thing. I just still have anger and don't like this, don't like that, and that is not good. All right.
You have to look at them like you see flooding or storm. They destroy things, but what can you do, right? That's the way things work.
But I I can feel when the feeling anger or starting arise. I know it. Just know it, know it, know it, and stop, stop,
Or use
stop.
mantra, use mantra. Bhutto,
Use
bhutto,
mantra.
bhutto, bhutto, bhutto.
Yeah. It means that I still have the evil inside because I still have anger, Ajahn.
You still have defilement, you still have craving, you still have desire to get something, and when you cannot get what you want, then you get angry.
But it's just a while, not longer like before.
Yeah, breathe now, because you have mindfulness, and you know you have wisdom. You know it's not good to get angry.
Yeah, it's stupid. For what I feed that anger? For what?
You hurt yourself. It's not knocking your
It's
head
just,
with a knocking yourself with a hammer, knocking
yeah.
your head with a hammer.
If I let the anger stay along, that is mean I give the anger the food to get bigger and bigger, and that is can burn myself and make me suffer. That I just think that is my thinking, Ajahn. So
That's good. That's good. Maybe one day you will have no anger altogether.
Yeah, sadhu, Ajahn. And
Any question?
yeah, today I see my meditation. I see my own mind.
When
Like
you meditate,
entering.
you don't want to see anything. If you're seeing something, then you're distracted. You will not get into you will not get into jhana if you keep seeing things.
Yeah, I see the anger, fear, madness, serenity, like entering the tunnel, and there is a Buddha inside, but the Buddha is dark and thin. Is that the defilement or correct?
Yeah, you forget your meditation objects. You should just focus on your meditation object only when you meditate. If you want to get into jhana.
Okay, my point. The question is: in responsibility, there is a dukkha. In dukkha, there is a responsibility that must be carried out. How to carry out the responsibility without feeling dukkha, so that we can feel happy with all the responsibility we bear.
Detach yourself from everything, then you won't have any responsibility.
It's impossible, Ajahn.
Go
Please
become a
explain.
manchi. Go live as a manchi. And
So the responsibility is the dukkha.
you create the responsibility yourself. See? You have a family. You're the one who decides to have a family. So once you have a family, you have responsibility towards your family.
But as a monk, that is still have a responsibility.
But they are very minimal and they're not stressful.
Just a small responsibility.
Just have the basic responsibility, looking after your body. That's all. That's the only thing that you have to have responsibility for. The rest you can live without them. Go without them.
Does Ajahn mean like, oh, I need a shower? Okay, I go to shower. Oh, I need a brush the teeth. Oh, I go to brush the teeth. I need to eat. Oh, I need to eat. Just like that, Ajahn.
You have a time for everything. You don't let your mind decide when. Mom have time to bathe, have time to eat. Everything is like have a schedule for in order to control your cravings. If you don't have schedule, then your craving can come up anytime.
Oh, okay. But we as a lay people, when we realize this is dukkha, what should we do? Just label it.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Just do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do the responsibility that is possible lah, Ajahn. Must do lah. Responsibility like take care the child. Must do.
Okay, do it then. Do it.
Yeah. But how to do without dukkha, Ajahn?
Just like when you feed the dog, you don't much have dukkha with your dog, right?
No.
Treat everyone like your pet.
Oh. Everything I do just like take care of a pet.
That's right.
Do
Or
with
taking
happiness.
or taking care of somebody else's property. Yeah. When you look after somebody else's property, there isn't much stress really.
I know Ajahn meaning is do everything with happy.
Yeah, don't consider them to belong to you. Everything that you look after doesn't belong to you. Belong to somebody else. Belong to nature really. Everything belongs to nature. You're just looking after things for nature, which you don't really have to because nature can look after themselves.
Yeah. If we treat them like us, like this property is mine, is mine, is mine, so we must be have the like egoism.
Yes, you
Like
have ego, you have
selfish.
self-interest.
Yeah,
One day you're not going to be able to do any responsibility when you die. So who's going to look after them when you die? They will have to look after themselves.
Yeah. And there is nothing to take when we die. Even the one hair we cannot take.
Yes. Okay. Anything else?
No, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. We have Somchai from Pennsylvania. Welcome.
Okay, I think it's good evening and good morning from here. So thank you very much to let me get in today. Last week I kind of just go crazy or something like it's just kind of busy. So thank you. And today I just come to listen and listening to the Dharma talk and see what anybody else can have some pretty much idea so I can learn. So other than that,
Okay.
so
There's
thank
always something to learn every day.
thank you so much.
Just keep listening, okay?
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. I think now it's time to go to Facebook for more questions. If there's any.
There's one question from YouTube, Ajahn. The question's from the multiversal unity. What is time? What is reality of the present? When we look up the sky, the faraway light from the sky hit our eyes, was years of time light. Then the real present has long changed. So what really is the present, Sir Prajan? Much thanks to your kindness.
The present is when everything happens, not things happen in the present, now, here and now. Like right now, we are talking, we are conversing. This is things happen in real time, in the present. But it then becomes past as soon as we finish. Time keeps moving all the time, like a movie. So you cannot really cling to anything. Everything keeps moving. Even now, our meeting will eventually come to an end, and we will go our separate ways, and we go into our new reality. We keep changing our reality moment to moment in the present only, not in the past or in the future. Things don't happen in the past, things don't happen in the future. They happen in the present, and then they become past. Once they happen, they become past. Things that will happen in the future becomes present, and then they happen. So all we have to do is focus on the present. Then we can control everything. We can make the present good or bad. It's up to us if we know how to do it. And the way to make the present good is just to remain non-reactive, just to have equanimity, and just to be merely knowing. And if you have to react or respond with rationality or compassion or loving kindness. That's all we have to do. If we want to have a continuous happiness, just focus on the present, because that's why we create happiness or suffering in the present, not in the past. We cannot go back into the past to create happiness. We cannot go into the future to create happiness either. We can only create happiness and suffering in the present. So that's why we need to have mindfulness, to keep the mind to stay in the present. And then keep the mind creating just happiness by being calm, by remaining in equanimity. Okay.
Ajahn, one more question just came in. And the questions from Jenny. Good evening, Luang Pa. I have a question. Is it possible to not want to return to the present body when I am in jhana? I'm not sure which state I was in then, noting that the mind was already on itself as just mind and the body. It's just a mess on the bed. Both the mind and body were separate entirety. There's a subtle note that I had a choice to either go back to the present or I would continue, let the mind lead. Please kindly advise. Thank you.
You cannot leave the body if the body doesn't die yet. It's still connected. When you meditate, you just temporarily disconnect your awareness, but the connection is still connected. It will only be disconnected when the body becomes completely dead, when it doesn't breathe anymore. But otherwise, when you meditate, eventually when you come out of meditation, you'll come back into the same old body again. There's no choice. Okay. Okay, Sulan, you just came in. Sulan.
Hello, Ajahn. Yeah.
Go ahead. Can hear you. Okay.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to dial in and hear Ajahn say.
Just want to listen. No question today. Is that right? No question?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go to Sajal.
Thank you.
Sajal, you've been quiet for lately.
I was just kind of listening to you, Ajahn. I mean, lots of very nice questions were actually asked today, and I think some of them are from Philip, somehow that I really happen to have like 2 weeks break from my family, so to speak. My wife is in India and visiting, and my daughter is visiting her brother. So I got 2 like solid weeks, and this is the 3rd day, and I kind of brooding or contemplating the life, and I'm just thinking that the choices that I make about keeping the precepts, lying on the floor, abstain from entertainment completely and happily, abstain from alcohol, but those are only peripheral things. Now the time actually when comes, I'll have to stop being responsible for these people, so to speak, because one is 17, other is about 50. So somebody, this thing needs to be handed over to somebody that somebody can keep it walking the way want it to walk, and I personally would like to walk away, so to speak, really, and devote more time. And even in these 3 days, I noticed that I'm kind of, because of this worldly responsibilities and the annoyance and the associated anxiety, and this thing kind of drops off, and you don't need to even keep track of the clock. And it's so true, like when you advise that when you practice, you don't need to keep track of the thing, and it's really not necessary. And because of our anxiety that we need to keep a tab on the time all the time, We're driven by time and driven by this, driven by that, and whole life goes by, really. And personally speaking, I'm kind of thinking that these people, they are not going to die because I simply am not in charge, right? Because when all the amenities are there, and their defilements will keep them going, right? Because the things that they want to crave for is the one that's driving them. Not that they're not driving me, but I will claim that my craving is inclined towards Dhamma. As a result, quote unquote, refine these things, not with a pride, but with a realization, really, that whether I can pursue the path that you suggest, to go to to ordain or become a monk or lead a more serene, secluded life, but certain things I can never go back to. That is very, very kind of firmly set in my heart, and I think I thank Ajaan for his teaching over these months and years, and I think the mindfulness that you emphasize and keep on emphasizing is actually the key thing. That's actually, even for worldly people, that's just beautiful. I think that it's and nobody can overemphasize that, and it's so connected to all the things, including the practice. Now I'm going to jump into my question, that from the previous old teachers, and like, for example, Ajaan Man and Mahabua and even yourself, do you switch over to breathing when you do sit down to meditation, as opposed to when you're walking, or do you keep the same object you yourself? Or I think from Ajaan Man's this thing, and especially Ajaan Mahabua's, it seemed like he stuck with the Buddha, and mental repetition of that object. Can you please say something to this specific point?
Well, from what I heard, you can use either Buddha or mindfulness of breathing when you meditate, really, generally speaking. But sometimes under special circumstances, you can use some other thing, or some other objects also. So this is something you will have to devise yourself when you practice. Find the right one for you. They are like tools to calm your mind with.
My question, Ajaan, was more specifically that when you are doing walking meditation, when you probably cannot go into deeper jhana or something like that, and so the sitting meditation follows. That's like a preparation for the sitting meditation. So my question is that when you are doing the walking meditation, Chankama, or what is that called, and then when you sit down, do you actually, the meditators, the experienced meditator, do they switch the meditation object, or do they stay with the same one? That is my question there.
Well, the answer is not important what I do. What's important is what you do. So this is what I'm trying to say. Don't worry about how I do it. Worry about how you do it.
I actually personally find that when I'm doing chores and doing things, mental repetition of the Buddha is very comes naturally. On the other hand, when I sit down, it wants to switch over to breathing. Is that acceptable?
Well, you have to look at the result. Do you get mindfulness? Your mind becomes more calm or less agitated? That's what they say. The test is the tasting of the cake is the eating of it, right? So the practice is the same way. Which way you practice give you the better result, and you use that one. See, there's no fixed formula for everyone, so that's why I don't want to say how I do it, because people will then feel sort of obligated that they have to do the same way I do, and when they cannot, then they become frustrated and say, "Well, I cannot do the same way my teacher is doing." I heard some complaint about this. I cannot do like what you do. Well, I'm not telling you to do what I do. I'm just giving you a general guide as to what to do. That's all. But how you do it that's you. The Buddha says sanditiko. The Dhamma is sanditiko. The practitioner has to prove it for themselves. That's why there are 40 subjects of meditation, 40 kammathanas. And with the same person, the same practitioner can switch and change due to their level of practices also. So it's not something you can just give a fixed formula. This is something that's variable, something that you have to trial and error. Really, this is what it's about to try Buddha, try watching your steps. Sometimes you can say when you watch your step, when you walk, you can say left, right, or you can say left. When you move your left legs, you say wood. When you move your right leg, you say toe. You can say this also, wood toe, or left, right, or not even saying anything, just watching it. So it can be various ways of doing it. See? So find the best way that you feel comfortable and produce result. That's the important thing. Okay, does this answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you very much.
Okay. Anybody else would like to ask any question? I think you're welcome to just raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Okay, Evie again. Evie, what do you have to say now?
Ajahn, where can I find the 40 Kamatana? I want to
Search in the internet, just say 40 Kamatana, come up right away. You don't even have to write, just speak to whatever your assistant, whoever your assistant is. 40 Kamatana, let's say that. Go into Google and say 40 Kamatana. It'll come up right away.
no come up. Still no find. Okay lah. I slowly to search. I think Ajahn has the specification like link or something. So
Just search 40 Kamatana. That's the link. Now that you don't need link, you just need the word you want to search for. So just print Kamat. If you cannot say Kamatana, just write Kamatana.
I will find it lost slowly, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Everything is in the internet. Everything is so convenient nowadays.
I will find it.
Okay. Yeah. Anything you want, you just ask Siri or somebody else, some other assistants. It depends on what type of phone you use. If you use iPhone, then you ask Siri.
Ajahn, why some people can meditate until go crazy?
Because they don't have a teacher. They don't listen to teachers. They listen to themselves. Like you don't listen to teacher. You like to listen to yourself. Beware, you might go crazy one day if you keep watching and seeing things when you meditate. And I've been telling you many times not to be distracted by what you see. Come back to your meditation object. If you don't do that, then what you see, you start to interpret them to be ghosts, to be this, to be that, to be heaven, to be hell. Then eventually you don't know what reality is anymore. To you, your reality is what you see in meditation, which are all illusions. That's why people go crazy. You see things and then they start to interpret them to be such and such.
And if I see something again, just forget it.
That's right. The anicca dukkha anatta. Just remember this.
But if something arises like a picture, that is normal, right? Because I cannot control the picture comes out.
It's normal because you don't have mindfulness. If you have mindfulness, then nothing can come up. When you don't have mindfulness, then you allow this thing to arise. Because they are the product of your sankhara, your mental imaginator.
Yeah. Yeah, Ajahn.
Okay. Be careful. I'm warning you now. Don't be misled by what you see in your meditation. They are not real. They are all illusions.
Yeah. I have one fear. When I go empty. I scared this body can enter by the another creature. I have that fear, Ajahn.
That's also an illusion. Your feeling is not true. So don't be careful. This feeling, these thoughts can make you crazy.
Really, the another creature can come in.
Yes, this is a crazy thoughts. They will make you crazy if you believe in them.
Oh, yeah. Must erase, but slowly.
Just don't believe them. Just don't believe them. Just come back to your mantra, Buddha, and then don't pay any attention to them. That's all.
Yeah,
You don't need them. They cannot help you to meditate. They are distraction.
Just bother me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Anybody else? I think I might stop early, not even when the time more from Facebook. Go ahead.
One more questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์. The questions from the Morning Star. Why I am alone in my place? Is it a better idea not to listen, turn on any Dhamma talk while doing daily activities, but to turn it on at a scheduled time in order for more true understanding? I usually turn on Dhamma talk, but focus on the bodily movements and Putto. Thank you very much.
Yes, you should just have one thing to focus your mind with. If you're working, doing something, then focus on your work only. Don't listen to other things. If you want to listen to Dhamma talk, then just stop doing everything and then concentrate on listening to Dhamma talk only. Then you will be fully 100% focused on what you do or what you listen. And then you get the full benefit from being 100% focused. If you do two things at the same time, your mind will be flip-flopping back and forth. So you only get 50-50 of each. Like pizza, you want mix or you want no mix. Yeah. Same way with your mind. You want working and you want also listening to Dhamma. Then you get both, half and half. If you concentrate on your work only, then you get 100% work. If you're listening to Dhamma talk only, you get 100% Dhamma. Okay. Alvin Lee, raise your hand.
Ajaan, okay, coming to this subject again, because while driving, sometimes I listen to Dhamma talk. So because I thought that it's better to listen to Dhamma talk than listening to the radio. So
it's better not to listen to anything at all when you drive. That's why they say don't drive and talk, right? That's why. Don't use the phone when you drive because you can become distracted from your driving. Then something emergency happens, you might not be able to deal with it quick enough because your mind might be talking to something, to the phone or listening to something, and something can happen very quickly, and you might not be able to react in time to drive safely. So it's better not to listen to anything when you drive. Okay, everything when you do anything, just focus on what you do only. Unless your mind keep drifting away, then you can use Bhutto to bring it back to your work. Sometimes you don't have strong enough mindfulness to focus on what you do. It keeps going away from what you do. It might stay for briefly, a couple of seconds, then start to go think about some other thing. And then sometimes you forget what you do. You do it not correctly. So this you can then use the mantra to bring it back to your work. And once it's back to your work, you can continue with mantra if you like. But you have to also focus on what you do. Okay.
Ajahn, we have a newcomer, Ben Chua.
Vince, you haven't been here for a while. Vince.
Yeah.
Ben Chua. Pickle.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. You can speak now.
Hello, John.
Yes. Where are you from?
From Malaysia.
How long you been ordained?
Just recently.
Just recently. Okay.
And also, I would like to thank you, Tan Ajahn, because of the teaching. So you changed my life. Now I become a full ordination bhikkhu.
Good. I hope you remain monk forever. Don't go back. Don't take a U-turn. Okay. You're going in the right direction already.
Because I'm looking for the Chokun King as my Ukajaya.
In Singapore or in Malaysia. Evat Santi, right? I cannot hear you quite clear enough.
Santi.
Okay.
Yeah. Hope one day I can go to visit Tan Ajahn.
You don't need to come. You better practice where you are. Your the farmer keeps telling you to go here and there.
But quite different Tan Ajahn. Not think you need to do.
The goal is to stay put for 5 years at least in your initial period. Stay put with your upacharya for 5 years.
Yeah. Quite a lot of things to learn as a bhikkhu. Quite different life as compared to the lay person.
Yes, it's more meditative than action. You do more meditation as monks. That's your occupation. You consider meditation as your occupation, your main occupation.
Yeah. But here it's quite a lot of forward, so I use forward as my object, body movement or putto.
Yes, that's okay. That's part of the training. You have to do the routines and the chores of monks also. You have to study some basic teaching of the Buddha. You have to learn some basic chanting. Because you have to deal with lay people. Lay people, when they come into the temple and give you food, you want to chant for them to make them happy. Because they don't know any other way of making themselves happy. They're happy because you chant for them. So you have to know how to chant also.
They feel blessed. Actually, it's the meaning. The meaning, the more important for the meaning, the chanting meaning.
Yes, the chanting is the teaching of the Buddha, the Dhamma teaching. But since you chant in a different language, they don't understand anyway.
So my first homework is Patimokkha. Quite tough.
Okay, you have any question?
No, just for appreciate your teaching and thank you for your advice. Thank you for your advice.
Okay, you're welcome. Keep practicing, okay? Mindfulness, especially.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anybody else?
I have another question from Facebook.
Facebook, okay.
One more questions from YouTube, Ajahn. The questions from the multiversal unity. The question is, so where or state there is nothing happening and nothing goes by, separated from arising and disappearing of states, that is the eternity above the time, sir, Ajahn.
I don't quite understand the question really, so I don't know how to answer. So you're asking something that, to me, I don't think it's important to know anyway. I don't know how to meditate, how to calm your mind. I think this is more important than to know about all the things in this world. The world we live in are all an illusion. They are not real. They are like bubbles. So don't try to spend time trying to understand what bubbles are. It's useless. Your body and my bodies are like bubbles, right? One day it will burst. Then this bubble will disappear from this earth. Everything are like bubbles. Everything are illusion. So there's no need to learn anything about this world. All you need to know is to learn how to teach your mind to understand this world, that they are all illusion. They're not real. They cannot give you happiness. Instead of giving happiness, they will give you sorrow, suffering. So it's better not to have anything to do with them. Let go of them. Come back to yourself. Come back inside by meditation. Come back to the space of your consciousness. That's the real thing there. Okay? All right, I think that's about all the time we have for today. Thank you all for joining. I hope you can benefit from this and use it to help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, keep on practicing, and I hope if all goes well, I'll see you at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, everyone.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu,
Thank you
Ajaan.
to Ajaan for the teaching.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
Right, right.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Thank you, everyone.
Jazakallah. Good night,
Thank you, everyone.
everyone.
Bye.